Hello. What's the problem?
What's the problem? You cannot leave Morocco. You cannot leave Morocco. You cannot leave Morocco. You cannot leave Morocco.
G'day. Well, as you guys know, I'm currently in Morocco in Africa on the north coast. I'm stuck here till Saturday. That's the next boat, which I do have a ticket for now. I have been assured I can take my bicycle as a passenger. That was one little stumbling block I came across today. See what happens, but in the meantime I have 4 days to twiddle my thumbs. So I'm going to go and find a nice little spot by the ocean and set up a temporary home by the sea like I did in Montpellier on the Mediterranean coast on the other side of the Med. That feels so nice after sweating for a few days and sleeping in the dust and the building sites. To have a full body wet, oh, it's so nice though. Now I just need to find some place to set up camp, as it were, set up home. But I do have an issue. There's a guy over there in a hut and he's wearing an army uniform, and I think he's one of the ones that stops people from sleeping around here. I might have to go over and ask him if it's all right. I just spoke to G.I. Joe over there in sign language and body language, pointing and twisting of arms and all that sort of stuff, and I can't sleep anywhere along here. I'm assuming because it's because of the port. Even over sort of that way there as well, he said no. So back to the drawing board, I think. See what I can find. Okay, I think I found a spot. There's this slip that's happened here. There's a building up there that's been demolished. There's an old pipe there sticking through. I just need to level off this area here, clean up some of this shrub. Look at these shrubs, man. Even the plants are out to bloody damage you here. Look at the spikes on that bastard. I've kicked off all the rubble that was up on the edge up there. Kicked it off down just to lessen the hooligan factor, as we both know about that. And it looks like there's a bit of a spring down there as well, so I'm going to drain that and let it fill up with fresh and then filter it and have a taste and see what it's like. We'll let that fill up and give it a filter and a taste test. Yep. You can see where I am over here. I'll show you a bit closer in a moment, but I want to show you from down on the flat beach part. The reason I'm being a bit stealthy on this is as I've been sat up there, just where you nearly went, as I've been sat up there just preparing the area and getting it livable for 3 days, there's been a couple of army folk that I've seen walk along in this stretch here with rifles as well, believe it or not. So they're obviously patrolling for people that are kipping or staying too long down here. Believe it or not, there's a guy going up the goat track there, one of the guys that I was waiting to go past. See what he does. He's going right up my area too. Yeah, he's paid attention, he's seen it. He's having a good old gawk. Good lad. Good morning. The spring has filled up. It's another beautiful day, obviously. There's no shit days here. That's one thing I've noticed. All the days are horrendously hot. Got a little frog down there this morning. I've not seen those rocks uncovered before. Just going to go and take a dip. So I'll put my tarp up top, just more shade. I've got the brolly there as well. When it creeps through. Got my power bank charging there with the solar. Still have my beautiful view. The spring was a bust. It's got a rancid smell of water coming out, and I can only assume it's probably an old wastewater pipe that's probably leaking or still hooked up to something up. Looking at the map, Google Maps from a few years ago, up above me here there was a load of houses which have since been demolished. I'm guessing to stop people using them, to stop them sleeping in. And this pipe up here that you see, there's a waste pipe there, and there's a waste pipe down there, grey. I know grey's wastewater. So yeah, I've just not risked that, but I've left it there because obviously the animals are using it for drinking from. I've not done much today. I've been for a couple of swims, just trying to stay in the shade, just keeping cool. I mean, if we're in the late 30s today, it's bloody mad. I've already gone through nearly 4 litres of water, and that's been in the shade. A couple of dips. We're just going up for about 6:30 on Thursday evening, so I've been here like a day and a half, and it looks like I'm probably going to have to move on. Unfortunately, there's a couple of guys that have turned up and fished down that way. They actually walked along the edge over here, saw me here obviously, went and set up down there, and then not bloody 10 minutes later, G.I. Joe down there turned up. If you can see him down on the rock there. So you can see there's one guy wandering right over to me. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to start to pack up now because I'm just going to preempt the fact that they're going to tell me to move on.
Bonjour, ça va?
Yeah, not so bad.
Bonjour, monsieur. Tu parles arabe?
You speak English?
No, France.
No French, just English, no Francais, no Spanish, no Arabic.
C'est zone militaire. Négatif.
Yeah, you want me to go? Me go?
Go.
Okay, I'll pack up. I'll fold everything. Yeah, get on my bike and I'll have to go down there and along. Okay? Sure, come guys. Well done, messieurs. So I won't bore you with the pack up. It's just a shame it has to happen at this late in the evening. I'll pack up, I'll find another spot, and I might bring you back tonight. The reality of living rough in Morocco. It's quite a bit easier being homeless in London than it is being homeless in Morocco. The lengths you've got to go to. This is where I need to go from here. I've just come up the big hill there. I was over that direction before, by the water. What better way to travel than the drainage ditch of the motorway? We're still going looking for a place, but I've got a few supplies on the way. I've got half a chicken, a bottle of tonic water, and another bottle of water. But I am shattered. Oh hey, look at this. After a good look around what I assumed was going to be in a promising place, it was just dusty, dirty, smelly, and there was quite damp as well. Not only that, knocking around different little corners of that building over the couple of floors I went through, there was already pre-prepared kip spots, so it looks like it's quite a regular haunt for other street people like myself. So I left them to it and carried on going in the direction I was heading. I flagged that building, the building site one. It was dusty and damp. I'm opposite the port, so I'm close to embarkation in a couple of days. I'm at the back of a mosque, so no doubt there's going to be a couple of wake-up calls throughout the night, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. I am homeless, but I'm not a beggar. Anyway, I'm going to get kipped because I'm shattered. Cheers guys, we'll see you in the morning, yeah? Cup of tea. That's Socks, and he's chilling after a tin of mackerel and olive oil, which I think went down a bit of a treat for him. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I think a bit of a shave's in order, isn't it? Or at least a trim. Anyway, yeah, pleasant area. A little noisy. I had to put the earplugs in last night, but not so bad. I had a couple of visitors that stayed the night as well. Got my solar panel there, waiting for the sun to peek over so I can carry on charging my power bank. You know, whoever mentioned this Nido powdered milk, I want to thank you again. It's been an absolute godsend as that Nido powdered milk. That with a little touch of natural honey. Honestly, the best start of the day I can think of. So I've got I've got till 6:30 in the evening tomorrow. That's when the boat leaves. 6:30 in the evening. So I'm probably just gonna chill around here. May as well. We've got some shade up until probably, or at least for another several hours anyway, some shade under here. The sun unfortunately is going to arc over that side, so I will be getting it when it comes through these arches, but no doubt by that stage I'll probably be told to move on, I dare say. But I've not heard the call to prayer at all throughout the night, so whether this one's defunct or not, I'm not sure. It looks in a good state of repair anyway. Oh, I'm going to get this cup of tea in me. Gagging this morning. And then I need to remember which one of these is apple juice. Taste test time. So my plan is I'm going to get some of the pasta ready. And I've got the already cooked chicken with some sauce that I picked up for 40 dirham yesterday after I got booted out of the beach. let that cook away and bring you back ready to mix the two. Still in the shade for now, still in the shade. Oh, when that sun comes around, which is getting there, looking at those. You know what, I reckon that looks quite tasty, that does. I'm going to dig into that. Excuse me whilst I gorge.
Inglés, inglés.
It's not just the animals that we look after. Excuse me, I've got to put the brew on. Proper cup of English black tea with milk and honey. You go, Hadim. It's hot.
Para inglés. Oscura.
You wanna? So that stray human that I fed and chatted to, got a bit of a backstory about him, started to get a bit clingy. It's not going to win me any points, ain't this? But that mosque I was at was that one over here, over there. And it's just going up for about nearly 6 o'clock and I had to skedaddle. He was constantly around and then he just got to the point where he was just asking for everything all the time, asking for money. He's got diabetes, he needs medication. He was starting to get a bit of a pain in the ass, shall we say. Honestly, you help a stray dog, you know, they take it for what it is, a free meal. He wants to go to Europe, does Hazem. He wants to go to Spain and play football for Spain. He's got that in his head. So he's going to jump the water here. That's what he's doing here, is waiting for an opportunity to go over to Spain to play soccer for Spain. Doesn't have a mum and dad, he comes from Algeria. This is what he's told me. He's got diabetes, he needs medication. I mean, it just got thick and fast, so I took my opportunity, said my goodbyes, and I said, look, I've got to go and get the ferry. In reality, I've got 24 hours yet. So yeah, some are going to hate me for that, some are going to find it understandable, and some are not going to care. Right, well, I'm port side, not quite departure side yet. That is beyond that fencing just there. I can't go, I think, till I think it's an hour or 2 hours before departure, so I'm going to be here basically till tonight and pretty much all day tomorrow. So I'm going to set myself up in this little corner here. It's away from everything. You can see what's going on over there. That's the main compound with shops and banks and things like that, ticket sellers. I'm behind these barriers. I'm thinking of putting my hammock up. I don't know yet. I might wait till it gets a bit dark till I put the hammock up, just in case there's loads of security walking around, as you'd expect, but at least I can't get moved on from this place, eh? I have a ticket to be here. Well, after a very eventful night, I've settled about here for the day. I've got probably 12 hours to wait now for the ferry. I was over there in my hammock last night where I started, but come 1:30 in the morning, new security shift came on and got me to move on, which I did over the other side, the other car park over that way, where I set up my bedroll this time and slept quite cosily, slept quite deeply actually, quite nice there. I was, but I woke up to not having any boots or sliders. Somebody had deemed it fit to liberate me of my boots, hence the modification to my pedals on my bicycle, because I do have flat pedals with spikes, and riding barefoot on them, which I've done before, is not a pleasant experience. But after having a broken English conversation with the police, who were no help, I even went so far as to tell them that my passport was in my boots to be safe. That caused a bit of commotion there for a little while, and but nothing came of it. They basically said, oh, you have to go into town and file a report, basically. I was like, bugger that, I want to go for a cup of tea back in the compound. So, also need one eye on my brew that I've got going here as well. So, cut a long story short, I thought, well, what can I do then? No boots, no sliders. They did leave my socks, which was lucky. I saw the bin man, the cleaner. He walks around constantly with his litter picker, picking up his litter, and then he grabs his vacuum and he goes and keeps the place pretty bloody spotless. He does a good job. Went up and translated a sentence on my phone. Have you seen any footwear on your travels around whilst you've been working? And his face lit up. And he's like, oh, come. And he took me over to this bin, one of these bins here, yeah, which there's 3 of, up the far end. And he pointed in there, and lo and behold, a pair of boots and a pair of sliders. Happy days, happy days. So the police and all their technology could not help me, but the cleaner and his broom could. Rock on trigger, I say. Happy days. So, in a quirky turn of events, my shoes have gone for good this time. My boots, I should say, my Altberg Defender boots are no more. I had them on the back of my bike, laces tied together, swung over the sides, one each side, and between leaving the first checkpoint area and coming into passport control, which is where I am now, they've come off my bike. They've let me go back, luckily, to look for them. They're nowhere to be found. Someone in one of these cars, I'm assuming, has picked them up from the middle of the track, middle of the road. So maybe the universe is telling me that I need to get rid of those boots for some reason, with what happened last night and this. I don't understand it, but I'm going with the flow. Just about to leave passport control, coming through, and this is after I've lost my boots. But he's just asked me to wait, picked up my passport, and he's gone out to chat to someone else. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hello.
How are you?
What's the problem?
What's the problem? You cannot leave Morocco. You have to come, yeah.
Why?
Why? Because you have something, you have to come back to Fez.
I have to what?
To come back to Fez.
The Fez?
Fez, yeah. You have some problem there.
What's the
You
issue
have
with
to
Fez?
contact, yeah.
What is the problem?
Safi, said. You have to contact. Safi, word.
If I had a police issue in Morocco,
Okay, just come with me. I will explain to you.
okay.
You know the gendarmerie?
The
Gendarmerie.